In the time of history, the Arsacid dynasty of Armenia stands as a testament to the delicate interplay of power, diplomacy, and cultural transformation. Emerging from the lineage of the Arsacid dynasty of Parthia, the Armenian princes embarked on a complex journey of governance, marked by a keen sense of diplomacy and a quest for equilibrium amid the looming giants of Rome and Persia. The epoch of Arsacid rule in Armenia spanned from 12 CE to 428 CE. Within this timeframe, Armenia was not merely a geographical entity but a highly contested prize in the grand geopolitical game played out by Rome and Persia, the two paramount powers of the era. The historical narrative of Armenia during this period is often likened to a puzzle with missing pieces. Fragmentary records, conflicting accounts, and the passage of centuries have obscured many details. Nevertheless, a semblance of understanding has been crafted through the mosaic of Roman authors' accounts, early Christian writings, inscriptions, coinage, and archaeological findings. In the backdrop of Armenia's history, the backdrop was dominated by the ongoing rivalry between Rome and Parthia. The late 1st century BCE witnessed the tumultuous reigns and frequent change of monarchs from the Arsacids dynasty. The disintegration of the Arsacids was exacerbated by internal divisions, with the nobility aligning themselves with either pro-Roman or pro-Parthian factions, ensnaring Armenia in regional power politics. The turbulence led to a swift shift in leadership, with the Arsacids eventually making way for the Arsacid dynasty. Vonon, the founder of the Arsacids, ascended the Armenian throne in 12 CE, supported by Rome. Yet, the cycle of brief reigns persisted until Tiridates, often considered the true progenitor of the Arsacid dynasty, took the reins. Tiridates I, whose rule extended from 63 to 75 or 88 CE, was a crucial figure in the intricate chessboard of geopolitics. He was the brother of Parthian king Vologases I, who orchestrated the invasion of Armenia in 52 CE, aiming to install Tiridates as the Armenian monarch. Rome, however, was unwilling to cede Armenia, viewing it as a buffer zone. Emperor Nero, in 54 CE, dispatched his accomplished general Gnaeus Domitius Corbulo to counter the Parthian advance. Corbulo's military prowess soon bore fruit, as he captured the pivotal Armenian cities of Artaxata and Tigranocerta, effectively claiming dominion over Armenia. Parthia, contending with internal strife, withdrew its forces. In 63 CE, a pivotal treaty known as the Treaty of Randia emerged. It established a unique arrangement. Parthia possessed the right to nominate Armenian kings, while Rome retained the authority to crown them. The crowning moment occurred in Rome itself, where Nero bestowed the crown upon Tiridates in a lavish ceremony that showcased the might of the Roman Empire. To ensure Armenia's stability, Vespasian annexed neighboring regions, such as Commagene and Lesser Armenia, in 72 CE. This period ushered in an era of tranquility, allowing Tiridates to construct a magnificent summer retreat at Garni, replete with Roman-style baths, temples, and gardens, a testament to the fusion of cultures and the enduring legacy of the Arsacid dynasty. Yet, the pages of history would continue to turn, and Armenia's fate remained entwined in the complex narratives of empires. The Arsacid dynasty of Armenia, with its intricate dance of diplomacy and power, would eventually yield to the viceroys of Persia, marking the end of a millennia-old monarchy. The echoes of Armenia's Arsacid era lingered, awaiting the sands of time to reveal more of its enigmatic story. The region once again found itself at the center of turmoil when Arsaces and Arsaces I, the sons of Parthoras II of Parthia, engaged in a bitter struggle for control of the Armenian throne. Arsaces, emerging victorious, supplanted Arsaces and appointed his brother Parthia as the Armenian king, an era possibly spanning from 113 to 115 CE. This power shift sent shockwaves through the already delicate web of regional politics. Seizing upon the discord, Emperor Trajan of Rome, in a calculated maneuver, annexed Armenia in 114 CE. He cited his lack of consultation in the Armenian leadership change as justification for his actions. The consequence was an irrevocable transformation as Armenia became a province of the Roman Empire, administered alongside Cappadocia. Parthia, thrust into a tumultuous political landscape, initially submitted to the Roman emperor upon his arrival with an army. However, Trajan rejected the submission, and Armenia was unilaterally incorporated into the Roman realm. poor Parthian Osiris, his fate sealed, was granted a Roman knightly escort back to Parthia. Tragically, during his journey, likely under Trajan's orders, he met a grisly end, losing his life. The emperor left nothing to chance in securing his conquest. 2 Roman army divisions were stationed, and a formidable fort was erected at Arsacids I to ensure the continuous control of Armenia as a Roman province. Nevertheless, the seeds of rebellion would soon germinate following Trajan's death in 117 CE. Hadrian, Trajan's successor from 117 to 138 CE, adopted a more pragmatic approach. Disinclined to shoulder the burdens of the troublesome province, he granted Armenia its independence. In reality, this independence only paved the way for Parthian control. The turbulent tides of Armenia's fate continued well into the 4th century CE. In 117 CE, Vaghash I ascended to the Armenian throne and ruled until 140 CE. During his reign, he shifted the royal residence to Vaghashapat while maintaining Arsacids I as the capital. Roman influence persisted, as evidenced by Antoninus Pius appointing Sohemos as the new king in 140 CE. Subsequently, when the king was ousted in 160 CE, Marcus Aurelius dispatched an army in 163 CE to reinstate him. He would rule until 180 or 185 CE. The relationship between Armenia and Rome wasn't always harmonious. In 166 CE, Arsacids I faced devastation when it was sacked. However, Rome and Persia later designated the city as an official trading hub, breathing new life into it and stimulating prosperity. The persistent conflicts during this era introduced significant political changes in Armenia under the Arsacid Dynasty. A landed aristocracy, capable of raising armed forces, rose to prominence, leveraging their military support to gain influence. These local lords, known as nakars, governed vast autonomous fiefdoms. The unceasing conflicts and the need for unity in the face of invasions contributed to the development of a national spirit. For the first time, ancient Armenia began to emerge as a unified entity. In 224 CE, the Arsacid dynasty in Parthia was overthrown by Artaxia Paparkan, marking the rise of the Sassanid dynasty. Armenia faced mounting pressure from Persia, culminating in a full-scale invasion in 252 CE. The close blood ties between the Armenian Arsacid kings and their vanquished counterparts in Persia posed a legitimacy threat to the new Sassanid order. During this period, the Sassanids achieved significant victories against Rome, including the capture of Emperor Valerian, ending his reign. While Rome eventually rebounded under Aurelian after a period of internal turmoil, Armenia's fate became entwined with that of Persia. The kingdom was partitioned between Rome and Persia, with the Arsacids maintaining control over western Armenia. In 298 CE, under Diocletian's rule, Armenia was reunited, with Tiridates IV as king, one of the illustrious rulers of the Arsacid dynasty. The rich tapestry of Armenia's history continued to unfold, influenced by the interplay of empires, alliances, and enduring dynasties. Tiridates IV, also known as Tiridates the Great, embarked on a remarkable journey to revitalize Armenia. He initiated efforts to centralize the kingdom and restructured the provinces and their governing bodies. Crucially, comprehensive land surveys were conducted to establish fair tax obligations. Tiridates aimed to restore Armenia's former glory, a brilliance not seen since the days of Tigranes the Great in the first half of the 1st century BCE. However, a monumental shift in policy occurred during Tiridates' reign. Around 314 CE, Armenia officially embraced Christianity, and some sources suggest this conversion could have even taken place in 301 CE, thanks to Saint Gregory the Illuminator. This transformation brought Armenia closer to Roman religious culture. Remarkably, the adoption of Christianity led to the religion's persecution by Persia, inadvertently fostering a fiercely independent Armenian state. Saint Gregory, previously known as Grigor Lusaverich, assumed the role of the first bishop of Armenia in 314 CE. Tiridates IV's decision to adopt Christianity may have been influenced by both internal and external factors. Ending the pagan religion, a mixture of Greek, Persian, Semitic, and local gods, provided an opportunity to seize the temple treasuries guarded by a hereditary priestly class. Moreover, embracing a monotheistic faith with the king as God's earthly representative could strengthen loyalty among the nobility and the populace. In the 330s CE, Khosrow III, Tiridotti's successor, left his mark by establishing the city of Devine. During this period, the Sassanids renewed their ambitions to directly control Armenia, especially under the reign of Sassanid King Shapur III, r. 383 to 388 CE. Turan was removed from power in 338 CE, followed by the deposition of Arshak II in 350 CE. Exact reign dates for both are debated. Sassanid forces launched attacks on several Armenian cities in 368 and 369 CE, and the dispute over Armenia's rule continued until around 387 CE. Ultimately, Emperor Theodosius I, 379 to 395 CE, and Shapur III formally divided Armenia between the Eastern Roman, Byzantine, Empire and Sassanid Persia in approximately 387 CE. During the reign of the last notable Arsacid monarch, Ramshapu, 389 to 415, significant cultural advancements occurred in Armenia. In 405 CE, the Armenian alphabet was invented by Mehrop Mashtots, facilitating the translation of the Bible into Armenian. This contributed to the widespread acceptance of Christianity in Armenia. Politically, the winds of change were blowing. The last Arsacid ruler, Artaxias IV, 422 to 428 CE, struggled to quell pro-Persian and anti-Christian factions at court. Consequently, Persia abolished the Armenian crown and installed viceroy rulers known as Marspans, marking a situation that would persist until the mid-7th century CE. The once great Arsacid dynasty that had guided Armenia through centuries of history came to an end, leaving a legacy of cultural richness and political complexity.